want to talk about. I'm used to telling other people's stories, not my own. In fact, news anchor is really the perfect job for me because growing up in my house, we were taught to put on a brave face no matter what was going on, keep our feelings to ourselves, and smile. Maybe some of you can relate to that kind of upbringing. That's the way I was. It's difficult for me to share my story. So the truth is, behind every perfect picture or social media post, there's this real life going on that so oftentimes we don't see and we don't share. I'm guilty of this too. Too often, I'm guilty of this. There is that fine line between wanting to share and then oversharing, that fine line between being authentic and maybe saying too much. That's where I am right now in my life. Learning to be more authentic. In order to do that, I've had to figure out how do I feel about things and trust myself enough to share and act on my feelings. It's so interesting to me how we are shaped through our childhood experiences and how those experiences shape the way that we then interact with the world. How many of you, show of hands, are people pleasers? Yes, I am too. And it's good to be a people pleaser, but it's also really important to take care of ourselves. And sometimes we forget when we're in that people-pleasing type of personality. I love what author Brené Brown says about being authentic. Authenticity is a collection of choices that we have to make every day. It's about the choice to show up and be real, the choice to be honest, the choice to let our true selves be seen. When I first started in my career, a common piece of advice that I was given was just be yourself. What does that even mean? I thought, do you really want me to be a 22-year-old scared, unexperienced journalist with a shaky voice and bad hair? Let me tell you about my hair. TV consultants have told me through the years all kinds of things about my hair. You gotta cut it. I've been told it's too dark, it's too light, it's too short, it's too long, it's too young, it's too old. So when I recently Googled to find some tips to help me be more authentic, I realized that I'm not alone. There are thousands and thousands of blog posts, books, social media tips, people wanting to help other people figure out how to be more authentic. I was relieved to know that I'm not the only one that's struggling with this, but also terrified that it would take me a lifetime to get through this material. And I thought maybe my kids could help me because they do like to be on the computer. You know, during my scrolling, I came across another great Brené Brown quote, and it said, to be authentic, we must cultivate the courage to be imperfect and vulnerable. We have to believe that we are fundamentally worthy of love and acceptance, just as we are. I've learned that there is no better way to invite more grace, gratitude, and joy into our lives than mindfully practicing authenticity. That's powerful to me, to just show up as we all are here today as ourselves. While we're all living, some days are so challenging. Why do we make it even more difficult on ourselves by just not being true to ourselves? I know for me, it's fear of not being accepted. Am I still likable? Am I still lovable if I'm just Maggie? One of the ways I'm working on knowing how I feel is really trying to be more present, stopping myself when I get up in my head and when I'm spiraling about something. I'm trying to stop, come back to where I am. Maybe it's I-35. I'm driving home from work. Maybe it's sitting on the couch. I try to come back into the moment and get out of my head. Experts say people who are more authentic, people who are genuine and real, they feel better. When I read this, I was like, where do I sign up? Science is saying we are happier when we're more ourselves. I want that. Help me do that. How do I do that? So how did I know that I wasn't being authentic? Well, I didn't know, and then I knew. The more I read, the more I knew that being myself, that's what I should be doing. The team over at Bustle, they made a list of 15 signs people experience when they aren't being true to themselves. Y'all let me know if any of these hit home for you. So you constantly are cringing at yourself. Maybe you say something and you realize that's not how I feel. You feel awkward more often than not. You're resentful. You feel misunderstood. You're looking for an escape. You're afraid to step outside your comfort zone. You think twice before speaking. You feel that you have to be perfect. Your life doesn't feel right at times. You feel like you're always letting yourself down. You turn to others to help you make most of your decisions. I'm always saying to my husband, no, what do I think about that? No, I know what I think. You take forever to make a decision. You do whatever you can do to avoid conflict. You feel like no one knows the real you. And you're kind of making yourself sick by all of that. This list is tough. So I thought, how can I love my job and love my family, yet feel some of these things? Because I know that at times in my life, I wasn't showing up as myself. I was wearing a mask sometimes because I was afraid that who I am really might not be okay. Nothing has made me want to be more myself than being a mom. I've always said about parenting, there's the stuff you know you want to change from your childhood, and then there's the stuff that you discover along the way that you didn't know that you were doing. That's the most challenging to change. I've told my daughters very often, pretty much on a weekly basis, your dad and I are really trying to do our best. But there will be stuff that you will change one day when you have children. But please know, we are trying, and we love you. You know, for the better part of 10 years, I worked part-time, and I stayed home raising our 2 children. In 2017, there was an opportunity to come back to Oklahoma City, my adopted hometown. There was a catch, though. I'd need to get up at 2 a.m., 5 days a week. Monday through Friday, I get up at 2 a.m. The first few weeks, I was just running on adrenaline. And then the reality of the schedule really set in for me. And it is still tough some days to get up at 2 in the morning. But something about stretching myself physically and mentally in a new way has made me figure some things out in my life that were not working. Like the fact that I wasn't always showing up as myself. I was showing up as the version I thought I was supposed to be. So how did I become more authentic? Well, I've done a lot of reading, and I love what the website Art of Charm had to say about being authentic. Is just stop being inauthentic. So that's pretty easy, just like we have to stop. So this means trying to take notice when we're being inauthentic, saying something that we really don't believe, that we're just kind of going along with, trying to listen to that instinct. When I feel myself doing this, saying something that isn't really how I feel, I'm stopping and thinking, how do I really feel about this situation? And I love this idea, authenticity isn't the presence of something, it's the absence of everything inauthentic. Biased beliefs, silly opinions, canned responses, formulaic answers. It's the absence of all those things. So in the newsroom this week, the topic of being woken up when you're in a deep sleep, that came up. And I shared that my husband, he's so kind, no matter what the hour. I considered waking him in the middle of the night, 2 a.m., because I couldn't get my dress zipped up. And, you know, no one's awake at that hour. My kids are asleep, my husband is asleep. And I realized while telling this story that when I'm woken up by my husband, not my children, because when the children are woken up, wake me up on the weekends, it's like that hour, it's because they're scared, they've had a bad dream. But I realized that if my husband wakes me up out of a deep sleep, sometimes I'm grouchy with him. And that's not good. But I shared this. And the win in this is that I was willing to share this. Normally I wouldn't have probably admitted that. So I know I gotta do better. I shouldn't be grouchy with him when he wakes me up in the middle of the night. But I was comfortable enough to share. And then my producer, what did she say back to me? She said, Maggie, I do the same thing when my husband wakes me up. And we had a moment. She said, he's so kind. And I get grouchy when he wakes me up too. And so we had this authentic moment there because I was willing to share, you know, this little kind of insignificant thing, but it was a moment of being real. Being authentic, though, you know, it doesn't mean that we stay put and we stop growing and changing what we know isn't working in our lives. But it does mean being real about that process. Like, I'm scared about doing this. So it's not that we don't try to change. We try to change, but we're honest about where we are in that process. I'm going to leave you with these 3 quotes today that just really hit home for me. She is clothed in strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. Proverbs 31:25. This one. Ring the bells that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything, and that's how the light gets in. And this last one. Though no one can go back and make a brand new start, my friend, anyone can start start from now and make a brand new end. Here's to all of us in this room, making a brand new end starting today and being ourselves. Thank you.